if you were unable to exhale again, that means you would not be living. That means you would not be alive. That means you would not be doing something. So the very fact that you can breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale means that you are living, you are doing something. Even if you were a quadriplegic laying in the bed, you're still doing something. You're still breathing. You're still alive. It's still in action. So the very first part of this model, live your potential, is simply saying for you to do something, to be in constant habitual state. And so as we take this next piece about potential, a word that's thrown around all the time, but what does it truly mean? And potential, if we just break down the etymology of potential, coming from potent. And we know that something's potent, it means it's powerful, it means it's strong, it means that it is it's very, very palatable, it's powerful. And if we take potent and just take the Latin tense of potent for potet, and we know that really it's saying majesty, royalty. And if we go a little bit deeper, and we know that a synonym for potet or potent is latent. We're saying that latent means lying hidden. It means existent but lying hidden. So when we put that together, we're saying that each and every one of you are kings. And I'm saying kings in a very unisex way, where this is not about gender. There's kings in each and every one of you, but what they are, they're lying hidden. So we're asking, when we say live your potential, what we're really asking you to do is we want you to be in constant habitual state of the king that already exists in you, but may be lying hidden. P, POSA, privilege. You are privileged to be here. And there are a number of different levels of privilege, but I can argue that each and every one of you has a privilege. And you could think to yourself, not me. I grew up poor. I'm still poor. I'm living in an apartment. I may be homeless. And I can argue that there is always someone who can look at you, look at your life, look at your situation, and say, man, I wish I had that. Wow, they got it all. Because our level of privilege is relative based on our current position in life. The fact that you got up this morning and made it here safely, you're privileged. The fact that you're able to sit here in this type of environment is privilege. When you go home, privilege. The second part of this concept of POSA is opportunity. Because you are privileged just to be alive, you have tremendous opportunity. You have opportunities, multiple. Folks who are not here do not have the same opportunity that you have. You have the opportunity to each and every day do something with yourself, with your life. Give back, reach out, help someone. Opportunities. You have opportunity to start a business, to go to school, to speak to people, to just talk to folks, share your story. Those are all opportunities, regardless of where you're at. So if we know the first two part of POSA is being privileged, and your privilege gives you opportunities, then we know the next piece. The next piece of POSA is situations. Situations. We all have them. We've all been through them, including myself. And situations can come in various forms. If you read my bio, you would know that I had a few situations that occurred in my life over the span of really 6 to 8 months. Starting with Wednesday, June 11th, 2008, I got into an argument with my wife that morning, 5:30 in the morning. Jump in my truck, not less than a mile from my vehicle, from my home. I'm going through a stoplight. Someone runs a red light. I T-bone them, total my truck. While I'm in the emergency room, I get a text from my brother that says, our boss just came in, and we're all getting laid off. Our last day will be Friday, 2 days notice. While I am in, I get a new job, and while I'm at the job working, My mom calls me on my cell phone and says, your sister's in the emergency room, and they did a CAT scan, and she has a tumor in her pituitary gland. Situations. September of 2008, I moved to Tacoma, Washington. Working here, living here, doing my thing. In February of 2009, I noticed my daughter was having headaches and was getting dizzy and throwing up, and I took her to the eye doctor first, Fred Meyer's Eye Clinic at that. They did an exam. They said take her to a specialist. I took her to the Pacific Laser and Eye Institute. While we were there, they called us in, calmly but with urgency said, take your daughter immediately to the emergency room. We've already faxed over the papers and the pictures. We don't really know what's wrong, but there is something wrong. Take my daughter and my wife to the emergency room. I go pick up my other kids from school to take them to a babysitter's home. I get a call from my wife who says they did a CAT scan. Zion, my 6-year-old daughter, 5 at the time, has a brain tumor, has a posterior fossa tumor in the very back of her brain that has taken most of her brain. And in fact, she had had it so long, her body had just been compensating for it, but eventually it took over, and she was no longer able to make it. She wasn't going to be able to make it. They had to do emergency surgery that night. Talk about situations. Sometimes life will show up without any warning. Life doesn't give you a phone call, doesn't send you a text, doesn't send you an email and says, hey, this is life speaking. I'm about to show up and run havoc over your entire life for a while. So just be prepared. Life doesn't do that. Life just says, hey, it's my time. It's my time to be here. Move over. I got stuff to do. So what do you do about it? All right? And many of us can have experienced this before within our life. This is what life does to you. So what do you do about it? This is the situations that we experience with just being alive. All right? Yeah, sure, we're privileged and we have opportunities, but we will deal with some stuff. That's the situations of POSA. And I ask you a question, what are you going to do about it? And here's where the last part of POSA comes in, the A of POSA. And it's simply this. You must take action. Many times we allow our life to cause havoc and situations to happen. All we do is just stress and worry. And there are two quotes that I think are crucial as we understand what worry really is. First, one of my students told me this quote, and it's simply that worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but you're not getting anywhere. I was like, wow, you're so right about that. Second quote is a quote I heard in yoga class that is simply saying, it's about the Dalai Lama. It says, if there's a problem that you can fix, do not worry about it, because you can fix it. And if there's a problem you cannot fix, do not worry about it, because you cannot fix it. What you must instead do is take action. This is why I talk about love so much. This is why I'm passionate about people. I'm invested in people. It's because I know that just the fact that people are here, it's a miracle. We're all miracles in this room. I know that we have some privileges. I know that there's a lot of opportunities. And I know that we're going to have some situations in our life. But I also know that we must do something with our life. And what I've decided to do is love people. And I use it a lot. And I say we got to be mature about it. So it's not love as in I want to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, etc. But it's love saying that, listen, I care about who you are as a human. And if you have some needs and desires and I'm able to provide for you, I'm willing to do that. Even without knowing you. That's love. That's the love I'm talking about. This is what I want to get across to students I work with every day and just people in the community. I want you all to take time to sit down and just birth your dream. I want you all to take time to sit down and love people. The people sitting to your left and to your right, behind you and in front of you. We need a rebirth, a renaissance of love. We can no longer be freaked out by the word love. We must embrace the word love. You got to discover your gift. Because when you take your platform and your credibility and your gift and use it, you could change your world and the world around you. I love you.